Welcome to the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum in Kansas City, Missouri.
The look, the sound, very reminiscent of being in an old ballpark.
Then you wind down the hallway as if you're in a real baseball stadium. Turn the corner and you see a timeline of American history. Just above the timeline are baseball-related events.
Many of the great changes that occurred in our society socially occurred as a result of baseball.
Through most of the museum, you can see the field of legends, but you just can't get to it. More symbolism here, because back in the day, that's how the black players felt. They knew they were good enough to play with the white players in the major leagues. They just couldn't get to the field.
You see, we wanted our visitors, particularly our young visitors, to at least remotely understand what segregation was like.
There is so much history in this museum that even the greatest history buff wouldn't know.
One of the little-known facts is the fact that night baseball originated in the Negro Leagues.
Bob Kendrick is the president of the Negro Leagues Museum and says history books will tell you the first night game in baseball happened in 1935 in Cincinnati as the Reds played the St. Louis Cardinals. However, the Kansas City Monarchs of the Negro League started having night games in 1930. Kendrick says the moral of the story is if you don't control the pen, you don't control the story.
It's a story of pride, a story of passion.
Kendrick says the main purpose of this museum is to take control of that pen and share the story the way it should have been. Here's one of the world's largest collections of single-signed baseballs by Negro League players. It was donated by the lead singer of the Canadian rock band Rush, Geddy Lee. When asked if the museum wanted the collection,
naturally we said yes, but we're thinking 3 or 4 that he picked up somewhere in an auction. Turned out to be 200.
Geddy Lee has since donated another 200 autographed baseballs to the museum.
If you're not a baseball fan, that's okay. Now, that's sacrilegious not to be a baseball fan. But if you're not a baseball fan, that's okay, because if you're a fan of American history, you're going to love this museum. If you are a fan of the underdog overcoming adversity to go on to greatness, you're going to love this museum.
And at the end of your tour, after reading all of the history, you've earned the right to take this field, just as these players did.
Chad Douglas, KHQA News, Kansas City, Missouri.